And now we're going to go over the Amoeba Sisters recap. Over dihybrid crosses. Says, vocabulary practice. You probably have had enough of cats with our videos. On to peas. In pea plants, yellow peas coated for with a dominant big Y are dominant to green peas, little y. Round peas are dominant, big R, over wrinkled peas that are little r. And these are actual pea plant trials, by the way. So for the following, we're going to write the genotype or phenotype and fill it in. So if we have big Y, big R, big R, that's homozygous dominant for both traits. So those are yellow, round. Okay, green. We said green is recessive, so to show that green trait, it would have to be little y, little y. And it said that wrinkled is recessive, so that would have to be little r, little r. And then next we have big Y, big R, little r. They both have an allele, a dominant allele for each trait. So that would be the two dominant. That would be yellow, round. Next it gives us our genotype. Our genotype is little y, big R, big R. So our Y's are homozygous recessive, so that would show the recessive trait of being green. Our R's are homozygous dominant, so we show that dominant trait of being round. This could be green and round. Then we have little y, big R, little r. Okay, again, we have homozygous recessive for the colors, that'd be green. We do have a dominant allele for the shape. So again, that will be green, round. Yellow, wrinkled. Okay. Yellow is a dominant trait, so yellow could be represented big Y. And then wrinkles recessive, so it's going to be little r. Okay, R, yellow could be heterozygous, big Y, little y, and then wrinkled is still recessive, so it would have to be little r. Okay, green. Green is the recessive trait, so the only way to show green would be little y. Okay, round is the dominant trait, so it could be heterozygous and show up round. Or it could be green still has to be recessive. It could be homozygous round. That's his possibilities. Number 7 says an allele is a form of a gene in a dihybrid cross, big H, big S, little s. That's heterozygous for the two traits. It's crossed with little h, little s, little s. So that would be homozygous recessive for both traits. How many alleles does a kitten inherit from the mother? So the kitten would inherit one allele for each trait from the mother. So it would inherit one H. It could be big or little. But one H. It may be a big H or a little h. And it would inherit one of the S alleles. And it could be big or little because of the heterozygous there. How many alleles does it inherit from the father? And it would also get one H allele from the father and one S allele from the father. And again, well, the father only had recessive to give, but the mother could have given a dominant or recessive. This is what it would look like if we put the gametes in there. The big H could go with the big S, or the big H could go with the little s. The little H could go with the big S, or the little H could go with the little s. So these are the possible combinations for that parent. This parent only had little h's and little s's, so they would all come out the same. And this is what it would look like once you got all of those filled in. So this whole column, because these are all the same, the whole column will be the same. This whole column would be big H, big S, little s for the genotype. And it has a uppercase H and uppercase S, so it would have both of the dominant traits. And so that was the end. Over here we have this whole column would be big H, little s, because this one has a little s and that one has a little s. Over here we got little h, big S. So this whole column would be little h, big S, and little s. Right here we have little, and here we have little. So this whole column would be little h, little s, little s. So gametes, which are sex cells, carry the alleles. Why must a gamete carry one allele represented by one letter from each gene? Meaning, why cannot a gamete carry an HH instead of an HS, or an H, big H, little h instead of a H or S? Okay. And that is, each cell needs to have a pair of alleles for each trait. The egg will carry one copy of each. And the sperm will carry one copy of each. To make a complete set at fertilization. So each cell needs to have a pair of each allele for each trait. You've got to have 2 copies of an allele of every single trait. So the egg will carry one copy of each, and the sperm will carry the other copy of each, and it makes a complete set at fertilization. Dihybrid problem solving. Read the beginning part of the pea plant again. Bernard really likes growing peas in his garden, but the peas he likes are green. He also likes to have them with wrinkled texture because he thinks that they look much more interesting that way. They work out the big R, big Y, little y cross with big R, big Y heterozygous cross on the back of the sheet and on the other paper while showing all of your work. Okay, after showing your work, to use as support, what is the chance that Bernard will have a pea plant offspring that matches the phenotype he is looking for, green wrinkled? And this is what we did when we talked about the Mendelian genetics. We talked about it. Both parents are hybrid for both traits. Big R, big Y, big little. So it's heterozygous. Both parents are heterozygous for both traits. That's that magic ratio, phenotypic ratio we talked about. The yellow and round are the dominant traits. We said that out of those 16 that show up on the boxes, 9 of them will be dominant. 3 will be dominant recessive. 3 will be recessive dominant. And only one little offspring in that bottom corner will show the recessive trait. So it'll be 9 to 3 to 3 to 1 phenotypic ratio when both parents are heterozygous for both traits. 9 dominant, 3 dominant recessive, 3 recessive dominant, and only 1 that's recessive. So 10 said after showing your work as support, What is the chance that Bernard will have a pea plant offspring that matches the phenotype of green wrinkled? So green wrinkled, that's both the recessive traits. Only one, so we have a 1 in 16 chance of having a recessive green wrinkled. Number 12 says if Bernard did not receive any pea plants that were green and wrinkled in actuality, would you know for sure that the parents' genotypes were incorrect? Why or why not? Okay, because each plant would have a 1 in 16 chance. Of being green wrinkled. That doesn't necessarily mean that 1 in every 16 plants. It doesn't necessarily mean that if he grows 16 plants, one would be green wrinkled. It is just a probability for each plant. And 1 out of 16 is not great odds. So you could still, the genotypes would still be correct, and you just haven't quite gotten to that one that's going to be that 1 out of 16 dominant. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong. It just means that plant number 1 had a 1 in 16 chance of being recessive. Plant number 2 had a 1 in 16 chance of being recessive, and so on. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you grow plants, you're automatically going to get one that is recessive. Okay? So that's that. You can go ahead and draw out that 16 box if you want to. Or just knowing that 9 to 3 to 3 to 1 ratio, if both parents are heterozygous for both traits, that can come in handy and save you a lot of work there. That's that.